Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. This time I'm going to do part 4 of my affordable key comic books series. So we're going to begin. Now again, these books are probably under, once again, it depends on the grade. Most of these in high grade shouldn't be that expensive. And what I mean by not that expensive, it shouldn't be over $120. Most of these books here will be under $100, some well under $100. If with some patience and some looking in those long boxes and so forth and so on, you should find them for the right price. And of course, there may be a few that if they're in the 9.8, 9.6 grade, they'll be a little more. So just take that into consideration. So here we go. Rye number 0. This is an affordable key. This is, I believe, the first full appearance of Bloodshot. So for anybody that's looking to dabble into the Valiant universe, I know there's a lot of rumors going around about Bloodshot and the Valiant universe. This might be a book that you might want to pick up. I think even in high grade it shouldn't be that expensive. I know I can't give you prices on each of these. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but from just looking on eBay, looking at the con, seeing these things on the wall, getting an average on these, you'll see that they're not that expensive. But here we are, Rye number 0, first full Bloodshot. As you know, I usually focus a lot on first appearances and so forth, but then you get some that are not first appearances, like this one. Is this a mega key book? No, I wouldn't say it is. I mean, at one time, I know a lot of people were going for it. When Ultron was announced as the villain in the second Avengers movie, I think it's key because it has such a killer cover. It really is, and it's affordable. This is a somewhat high grade copy, probably an 8.0, 8.5, and it shouldn't cost you that much. I don't see this book costing you more than $60. I think if it's costing you more than that, you might want to look elsewhere. But it's definitely a cool book for those of you that like to collect covers and so forth. I think this is a fantastic cover from the Avengers Silver Age run. Avenger Comics number 369. This is the first appearance of Mordo, the Merciless. Again, some people might consider this a key, but it's certainly not a mega key. But again, it's another nice little book from the DC universe, in Silver Age, I believe. That's fairly affordable and pretty cool to have. Moving on to another, we got some X-Men or X-Men related titles, I should say. New X-Men, number 115. This is the first appearance of Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Not an expensive book, and I think there's a variant of this out there that might go for a little more money. But still, whether you're collecting the variant of this or just this regular edition, I believe, pretty cheap. I think you probably get this for like $20 or something like that in high grade. I mean, once again, not 9.8. 9.8's always commanded premium. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a Silver Age book or even a Modern Age book, they command premiums. Most do, some, and so forth. But yeah, definitely cool to have. If you're looking to pick up those first appearances of all these little X-Men and X characters and so forth and so on. Here's another one that I don't think gets talked about that often. This is the first this is a cameo of Cable. Yeah, everybody wants the 87, rightfully so. It's the first full Cable, but I think sometimes this one is forgotten. New Mutants 86. Yeah, this book I think is I don't think it'll run you more than $30 in a 9.0 or anything like that. Pretty cool to have if you're a Cable collector and you want to try to get all the early Cable appearances or other Cable appearances. Just as one of the books I don't think it's talked about as much. Here we go. Uncanny X-Men 450. This is when X-23 joins the team, so that's pretty cool. I know this book, among others, was fairly hot for a period of time. And, you know, rightfully so. It's pretty cool. I like the cover and so forth. But this is where X-23 joins the team. Now, we have an EC coming up, an affordable EC. Yes, we have an affordable EC. MD number 4. And it's not just number 4. All the MD books, whether they're in mid-grade, low grade, I don't want to say super high grade because, you know, anything, like I said, anything super high grade commands more of a premium. But, you know, you could get these MD books. This, I believe, was part of the new direction that EC was taken after the new trend, the horror titles, the crime titles, and all that stuff got the, you know, the squash put on them in '55. But this was one of the few new direction titles that came out, among which I believe is Impact, and I think Piracy, something like that. I'm not that familiar with the new direction, but the new direction, most of them are more affordable if you're looking to get into some EC books that are affordable. Here we go. The New Teen Titans, number 21. This is the first appearance of the Night Force. Again, not a real big expensive book, not a mega key, of course not, but something if you like the Night Force. I was introduced to the Night Force in the early 90s when I purchased a book from, I don't know, one of those comic book advertisements in the books I would see, and I got the book I ordered, but then they sent a free copy of like Night Force 9, and that's when I first got introduced to Night Force. So yeah, pretty cool if you like the Night Force and all that stuff. So it's definitely affordable at a high grade copy too, or 8.0, 9.0, 9.4 I think even are very affordable. Probably should cost you less than $100 if you're interested, so it's worth checking out. A few more. I got a couple of Batman books and a couple others here. All right. Here we go. Detective Comics 402. This is I believe this is the second appearance of the Man-Bat. Let me double check. I don't know. I believe it is. Regardless, an early appearance of the Man-Bat. Awesome cover, of course. And for those that, you know, are not really ready to pull the trigger on the first Man-Bat, which is Detective 400, this might be the next best thing for you. Still very cool to have. I like this cover a lot. I like 400 too. I like that cover a little bit better than this, but this is a cool cover. I know Luther Manning probably likes this cover better, you know, because he has a thing for lanterns on covers, and it's a really cool piece of work here with the lantern against the water, and of course this monstrous character coming after Batman, so that's pretty cool. Definitely an affordable book, more affordable book. Now here's another one that's pretty affordable, and this comes from the Bronze Age, the last Bat book for this particular video. Detective Comics what number is this again? Friggin' DC. Right here. Number 471. This is the first modern appearance of Hugo Strange. The character was killed off in, I forget what Detective Comics 37 maybe? It was far back, and not long after he first appeared. It may not be 37, it might be a little after that, I don't know, but around that time. The character wasn't around for too long in the early golden era of Detective Comics. And he hasn't shown up in comic book form until this book here. So he took about, what, a good 50 years, almost 50 years away from the books. And it's affordable. It's a pretty cheap book. I think you get it for like, what, maybe $25 maybe? 8.0, 9.0 range, something like that. But worth checking out, worth getting. Here's another a fairly affordable book. It's probably like a $60 book, maybe $70 book if, you know, in the 8.0, 9.0 range. Incredible Hulk 340, classic cover. Classic cover. I remember seeing this cover pasted everywhere when I first started collecting because of the, you know, how classic it is. Todd McFarlane cover. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful and affordable. I think I got this for like $20 a few years ago. I don't think it's gone up in value. I guess it depends on who's selling it and when you could get it. But it's I think it usually runs about $60 in a higher grade copy. But it's not bad. It's still fairly affordable for those of you that like Wolverine, the Hulk, Todd McFarlane, and cool covers. Last book of this haul. This one was gifted to me by none other than Dr. Von Schilla. And if you're looking for advice when it comes to comics or when it comes to cover collecting or anything with the hobby, you go no further than Dr. Von Schilla. So here we go. The Demon #1. He gifted me this. This is a beautiful copy, and this is his book. I mean, obviously it was his book, but I mean, like, it's his book. He loves this book. He loves the artwork on it. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Jack Kirby cover. Absolutely a stunner, a blazer, as Doctor would call it. So the good Doctor gifted this to me, and I couldn't recommend it more as a nice, affordable key to get. I mean, sure, once again, higher grades will fetch probably a few $100s. But I think this copy here will probably run you, I don't know, maybe a little under 100. Still worth getting. And it's a first appearance of the Demon. So those of you that are looking for first appearances, I like first appearances. This definitely qualifies as a first appearance book. But yeah, I would definitely get this. I would get anything that Dr. Von Schilla recommends, first appearance or not. Well, that's Affordable Key Comic Books, Part 4. I might do another one, but I might not do one for a little while. It takes some time to dig through the collection. All these, boxes back here. You hear the knocking, but you don't see the boxes. But there's a lot of them here. I always enjoy going through the collection and seeing what I could present to the community in these type of videos. So thank you for watching, and take care.